What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and The Matrix Resurrections is out just in time for the holiday season, but I don't know how many people are gonna have this on their Christmas list because honestly, it's one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. My expectations were not very high for this movie, but it was worse than even I thought it was going to be. And the craziest part is, although there is wokeness, there's definitely identity politics pushed in this movie. Those aren't the direct reasons for the failure. The failure is just the movie in and of itself. This is a sequel that didn't need to happen. I feel like it tries to reframe a lot of what we saw in the original Matrix trilogy, and they pretend like they're so meta and self-aware of everything, when in reality, they're trying to use that as an excuse to be lazy with this movie. They're supposed to be like, oh look, we know what Hollywood sequels are about. We know these tropes that they fall into, ha ha ha, wink wink wink. It's supposed to come off as clever, but it doesn't. It is just completely overblown and overdone in every way. And ironically, coming on the heels of Spider-Man No Way Home, which was a lot of nostalgia, don't get me wrong, a ton of nostalgia in that movie, I feel like the vast majority of the nostalgia in that movie actually did serve a purpose, and it pushed the plot forward, and it did things. In The Matrix Resurrections, you cannot say that. The fact that you would bring back a character like Morpheus, but not have Lawrence Fishburne play it, and when you realize the reason that this character is here, and kind of the in-world reason why Morpheus exists, you're like, why would you do this? This could be literally anybody, but they wanted it to be Morpheus because of that name. When you look at a character like Agent Smith and you don't bring back Hugo Weaving to play Agent Smith, and instead the person you have playing him is playing not Agent Smith. He acts nothing like Agent Smith. It is so disrespectful to that character to then have this person come in and play him. This movie is really bad. Is it cool to see Keanu again? Is it cool to see Carrie Moss again? Yes, it's cool. However, the way that it's done, even the action sequences in this movie, if you're gonna do one thing in The Matrix right, at least get the action sequences right. But I feel like they really did nothing new, and they really regressed in a lot of ways when it came to that. I have to do a full review at some point, either here on this channel or over on RK Outpost Live. Maybe I'll just do a stream because there is so much to talk about why this movie is bad. But when we look at the audience reaction coming in, it's very much like we've said it was likely gonna be. It's going to be a divided audience. And when you look here, you can see on Rotten Tomatoes, the all audience score is now at 54%. I would call that pretty divided. Now, we do have to point out, the verified audience is at 69%, but the all audience rating is at 54. Now that's not super uncommon to see swings of 10 to 15% in the all audience / the verified audience, especially for these streaming movies, because a lot of people don't want to kind of link their HBO Max or their Netflix or whatever it may be up to Rotten Tomatoes. It's just not something they like to do. But it's clear when you look across the landscape that this is just how people feel. People are very, very divided on this. You look at Metacritic, a 4.1 user score. You could see the critics score 64%, similar to that 68 or 69 we're seeing from the critics, but 4.1 over on Metacritic. IMDb 6.1. I think that is probably around the area where I guessed it would be. I thought it was gonna be 55 to 60% audience score. I think we're probably gonna end up right in that area. But for me, when I sat down and watched this thing, it was obvious that there was really no plan. There was no intention of pushing anything forward. And even an interview with the director pretty much confirms that. Should we listen? Should we listen to Lana Wachowski? Should we listen to this person? The first question that is asked is, what made you want to make another Matrix movie? You'd think that would be an easy one, right? You'd think that would be the easiest question to answer if you've been sitting there for 15 years and haven't made one. Let's listen to this person's response.
Anna, how do you do? How's it going? You made a new Matrix. We're supposed to come out and just get shot out of a cannon, and sometimes I come out like, how's it going? What's up? Why now? Why is now the right time for more Matrix?
Whoa.
Describes it right there. There is no answer to this because it wasn't a good time for a new Matrix. They just did it.
Oh, okay, yeah, you just come out and get to ask the gigantic question that is it wasn't planned. It was not orchestrated in any way. It was just something happened in my life, and I needed to process some grief, and I really kind of needed to have all of these people around who knew my parents. And
I mean, it very much feels.
What the hell kind of answer is that? They just moved on. They just moved on from the question because they realized this person had no answer. Because there is no reason for a fourth Matrix movie. There really, truly isn't. It wasn't planned. It wasn't orchestrated. We all believe that. And in fact, there were a lot of things out there that said after, like, they wanted to use COVID as a reason to just shut this movie down and stop making it after they had started the process. They probably should have, to be quite honest with you, because all it did was try to retroactively change all these things that happened, changed, changed Trinity and Neo's relationship into something that was already, it was incredibly powerful. That relationship was incredibly powerful, but they tried to change it into something that we know it was not. And I think in every single way, to me, this movie was just not enjoyable. It was a failure. It was something that did not need to happen. And I think we're going to see that play out in the box office. But what do you guys think? Let me know. What do you think is going to happen with the audience reaction? Do you think that this 54, 60% right around there, do you think that's where it's going to stay? Or are people just going to have their minds change drastically? Is it just going to be absolutely amazing? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.